Hello, this is Paul in Las Vegas with a fight pick for Saturday, July 22nd, 2023, being released today, Thursday, July 20th, 2023. And the fight is between Nathaniel Wood and Andre Fili in the UFC. Nathaniel Wood is 29 years old. He's looking like about a minus 190 is what I saw him at. And he is 5'6", 145 pounds. He has a 69-inch reach. He is from Great Britain. He was trained by Brad Pickett, who himself was a UFC fighter and became the head trainer of Great Britain's team. When Nathaniel Wood was 16 years old, he went with his dad to gym where they were practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he started practicing, and that basically changed his life, where he started practicing and kept practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he dropped out of college to focus on his mixed martial arts career, and going with these people who have done that has been a winning formula. We're basically picking people. It seems to be good for their MMA career when they dedicate themselves like that, to the extent that they're dropping out of college to do it. So that's one thing I like about Nathaniel Wood. Also, as I said, he is 29 years old. His opponent is 33 years old, 4 years older. And also that he began training hard at the age of 16 to dedicate himself towards mixed martial arts. He had also played soccer, and his trainer, Brad Pickett, had also had a similar background before he became a fighter. He had been involved in soccer. Nathaniel Wood's record is 19-5, so he has won 79% of his fights. His 19 wins, 9 of them are by KO, 5 of them are by submission, so he has 14 early wins in 19 fights. That's 73% of his fights that he has ended early. And his 5 losses, back to his wins. So he has 14 wins that were early. He has 5 wins by decision. Then he has 5 losses where he was KO'd twice, he was submitted twice. So he had 4 matches that he lost early compared to the 14 wins that he had early. And he has lost 1 decision. So he has 5 decision wins versus 1 decision loss. So he has an 83% record on decisions, with being 5-1. And since 2020, he is 3-2. He has 2 wins in a row coming into this fight. The last loss that he had was the fight of the night. He also won a unanimous decision against a common opponent, where Andre Fili won a split decision against this guy. The guy is Charles Jourdain. So Nathaniel Wood beats him by a unanimous decision, but Andre Fili beats him by a split decision. Now, that's one of the things I like looking for, common opponents and who did better against the opponent. And I know sometimes that doesn't work, where A beats B, B beats C. So you think A is going to be better than C, but then C beats A. So with whoever you have in that A, B, and C position, one of the gamblers in Las Vegas called this ring around the rosy. That was his term, and he actually liked betting on C to beat A. But I like going with the logic and going on A beats B, B beats C, so A will beat C. Here they both won, but Nathaniel Wood won more impressively, winning a unanimous decision versus Andre Fili winning a split decision. Now, Andre Fili, he is 33 years old. His real name is Andre Riley Givens. He is 5'10", 145 pounds. He has a 74-inch reach, so he has a reach advantage. And really a 5-inch reach advantage. So that is a significant reach advantage. I looked into Nathaniel Wood's fights, and it seems that the people that have given him problem have been people that are shorter than he is. He's 5'6", and he's beaten people 5'9" with 71-inch reaches. He beats these guys routinely. It's the people that are shorter than him that give him a problem. Go figure. Back to Andre Fili. He was a member of Team Alpha Male. You may have seen things on Team Alpha Male. They had wrestlers such as Cody Garbrandt. They had Uriah Faber running the team, and we had Conor McGregor stopping by, commenting sometimes. Team Alpha Male is a good team of fighters. Some of those, but Andre Fili is older, 33 years old. Team Alpha Male was in the news more and had fighters that were in the news more in the past. It's been some time since they were getting as much headlines as they were getting then. Andre Fili, while under probation, he joined Team Alpha Male. As a teenager, he sought out street brawls, and that was basically part of how he got involved in fighting and pursuing mixed martial arts career. He has 22 wins and 9 losses. 71% of his fights he has won, compared to 79% for Nathaniel Wood. He has 9 KOs and 3 submissions, so he's won 12 of his 22 fights early. That is 54% of his fights that he's won early, compared to 73% for Nathaniel Wood. 9 losses. Okay, back to the wins. So he's won 12 early wins, and he's won 10 decisions. His record on decisions is 10-4. So he's won 71% of his decisions, and Nathaniel Wood has won 83% of his decisions. His 9 losses, 3 were by KO, 2 by submission. So he has 5 early losses, 4 decision losses. And since 2020, he is 2-3, also with a no contest. So he is basically in his last 3 fights, he is actually he's lost. Well, he is 1-2 in his last 3 fights, so that's 33%. That's not counting the no contest. And they have as I said, they have the common opponent where Nathaniel Wood did better. So I like here going with the younger fighter and the shorter fighter who has the higher percentages on the decision wins, early wins, and wins, and the better recent record and the better record against the common opponent in Nathaniel Wood. So that is my fight pick for Saturday, December 22nd. I'm releasing that early, so there's time for people to get into that. I also want to give out some horses to watch for tomorrow. It's just so some things that I have by the names of the horses and where they're running. These horses are probably worth looking into, see if they look good walking, if they look good in the form too. But basically, the names alone on these horses point to me that they should be looked into as possibilities. So I looked into several tracks that I've looked at the names for racing tomorrow. There is a horse named Cat Attack racing at Hawthorne. In race 1, he is the 5 horse. Horses with cat in the name, often from Stormcat, who has bred more winners than just about any horse. The horses with cat in the name often do well. So that is one of the horses to look into for tomorrow. At Penn National, there is a horse called Looking Back Lucky. Would like to look into that, see if he has anything to do with Looking at Lucky in the breeding, who was won one of the races in the Triple Crown. It's either the Preakness or the Belmont, I believe. I know it was one of the later races in the Triple Crown series. He did not win a Triple Crown, but he won one of those Triple Crown races. So that horse is looking into to see if he has anything to do with Looking at Lucky, who has had some successful horses come from him and was successful himself. And at Saratoga in race 3, there is a turf race with a horse named Sugar Gray Leonard. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, but this is Sugar Gray Leonard. And he's running in a 5.5 furlong turf race, and gray horses often do well on turf races. One of the recent days where I was playing horses, I took a gray horse in a turf race, and then later discovered that there were 4 gray horses in the turf race. I just had the horse to show, but he didn't show. There was a different gray horse that showed. This horse is probably worth looking into with the name Sugar Gray Leonard. Being a gray horse in a turf race, to see how many other gray horses there are and whether this horse looks any good walking and any good in the form. In race 4 at Saratoga, there's also a horse named Halo City. These horses with Halo in the name, they're often from a horse named Halo who was great. And a friend of mine would bet the religious horses and the horses with religious names. And they were often descended from Halo, and they would often come in and win. That's a horse to look into. Also in race 5, there's a horse named Crown That Saint. He's likely from St. Belardo, and this is a dirt race, 2-year-olds. There's also a horse named Uncle Eddie, which I like. I like the idea of looking into that horse. I've had a great Uncle Eddie who was a priest, so that name has some significance to me. In race 9, there's a horse named Saratoga Flash. He's overnight line is 10-1 on this horse. He is managed. He is trained by Safi Joseph, who is an excellent trainer. I view him as possibly the best trainer at Gulfstream. And I'm not sure how well his horses do at Saratoga, but I know he's an excellent trainer. And the horse is being ridden by Junior Velasquez. If they keep the jockeys the same as they have it on the overnight, which sometimes they don't. There's also a horse with an interesting name that's favored on that race, probably worth looking into. It's a 1 1/16 turf race, race 9, Saratoga, and the horse's name is Guntown, with Junior Ortiz on him, and he's a 9-5 on the overnight line. Junior Ortiz is very good on turf. Flavian Pratt's also in the race on a horse that's 8-1 overnight, named Napoleonic War. Interesting name. And in race 10, there's a horse whose name has something to do with gambling, I believe. The name is 26 Black, which sounds like it's related to roulette. And that is a 1-mile turf race, 3-year-old stakes. And 26 Black is the overnight favorite, 5-2 with Franco on him. So I've often seen horses with names related to gambling do well, such as a horse named Table Games. So 26 Black probably relating to roulette, with the number 26 being a black number on the roulette table. So that I think it's a black number, at least. I'm not positive of that, but it sounded to me like the horse was related to roulette. So that might be worth looking into. I'm thinking like that maybe it's not a black number in roulette. That could be. It seems to me like the odd numbers are usually black, so I'm not positive what that name's about. But I thought that name sounded interesting, like an interesting horse to check out, and he is the overnight favorite in a 3-year-old stakes race there. At Woodbine, some things I noticed just on the overnight sheet. But the guy I consider the best jockey there at Woodbine, Kimura, is only in one race. Usually he has multiple rides. I'm not sure why he's only in one race, but he's probably going to want to do well on that horse. There is 5-2 called Hot Omelet. That's not his horse, with Savachi riding it. That's the favorite for the race. In race 7, he's on a horse that's 3-1 overnight named Luis. So that might be a nice show play. If the horse looks good walking, looks good in form, if you like it, that's an idea there. Race 3, there's another Halo horse, a horse named Halo Style, 6.5 furlong filly and mare race. In race 5, there's a horse with Spanish in the name, Pinot in a Purse. And these horses with Spanish in the name often do well. The Spanish-speaking horses tend to do well in races. Went over that race 7. And the harness horses, Hoosier. There's a horse with the name I like, Do Over Hanover. The Hanover horses are bred from a Hanover horse, and they seem to have a will to win and a will to do well at the end and try their best to get up to the front. So in race 3, the horse is a pacer, Do Over Hanover. He is the 5 horse in race 3 with Ferguson on him. So that's a horse to look into. And at Mohawk, there's a few horses to look into. There's a horse in the first race named Ways and Means. That name just sounds good to me. The 3 horse in the first race. Race 3, there's a horse named Send It In Hanover, who is 9-5 on the overnight. And he's the 6 horse to look into. Also in race 7, there's a horse that's a Sealster horse, SS, as the initials of the 2 names, Salem Sealster. The Sealster is basically a chain of horses that tend to do well, where the owner names the horses with Sealster in the name. And race 10, there's a horse named Light the Candles. That just sounds like a great name. And that's a trotter race. The horse is the 7 horse in race 10. Another horse that's worth looking into. So thank you for listening this far. Please like and subscribe. And I may or may not release a baseball pick. I wanted to look into that a little bit more. I generally don't like most of the baseball after the All-Star break. The game seems to, and the game and the little bit of a rest seems to impact the teams and the players in the week following it, where a lot of weird stuff happens that's generally unpredictable. Some of the players in the All-Star game tend to give it up. As far as the pitchers, they tend to players that pitched in the All-Star game oftentimes give up runs the next week. They may be tired from the All-Star game. So I've just see this as a good week to avoid because of the craziness of the week and the All-Star break, and basically the start what some people consider a different season with the second half of the season. But if I see something that I really like, I may give out a pick, but may not be giving anything out in baseball until after Monday. So anyway, thanks for listening this far. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.